Welcome back to Rivals on the Peep.
What, Rivals on the Peep Show? What are you looking at?
I think I'm a special one.
I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
Incredible stuff. Here we go.
Welcome back to Rivals on the Pitch. Another week. We're patiently waiting for match week 30. This week we'll actually be able to cover our games, game match preview. We'll go into some way too early rumors. My name's Alan.
And I'm Randy.
And I'm Pat.
Welcome. How are you guys feeling? Hey, you know what? It feels like there's too much time in between. What's going on? I feel like we haven't been watching any games. I feel like I'm getting rusty.
It feels like there's a World Cup going on or something.
I'm seeing more Romero now than I have in the last few months of the season. It's wild.
Oh boy. Well, sounds like a personal problem.
Well, I think that's a Spurs problem.
I've taken it personal.
That's fine with me. As long as it's not our problem, it's all good.
Oh, you're not gonna have that problem. They're all leaving.
Your problem is staying injury free. Good luck. Another year of Ange. Fingers crossed.
No more quick corners.
No more quick corners. Wow. We don't need quick corners. We are not a specialist team like Pat is in the first 20 games of the season, and after that they're
I
dead.
thought you said that was you. I thought that you said that was
Yeah, we did in the preseason, but we're not saying we're specialists. We can play anything. We're not just corner kicks.
Are you a Trent hater now?
No, I love Trent. Thanks, Trent, for everything.
There has been some people hating.
I know it, but that's everyone hates. Man, no, you can't love everyone all the time, man. There's always going to be haters. You know, there's diehard fans who think you should stay in a club forever. But it is what it is. You know, they got to do what's best for them, and we'll see what happens.
Right.
He's finally gonna go play for a big club. Nice. Match week 30?
Match week 30. All right, so we're starting with the games.
30 already. Sheesh. Yeah, I think
9 games to
only
go.
8 games for us to win the league. That's
Hold up.
Well,
I don't know if you could hear me opening up my beer. I'm just getting ready for the beer showers. You know, the beer celebration, the champagne.
no, because weren't you gonna open one for the Carabao Cup?
Well, that's more.
Weren't you gonna open one for the Champions League because you guys stayed in first place of the Champions League for so long?
Well, whatever. That's more beers for the parade.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself there, huh?
What? It's fine. I can drink because we ain't gonna. It's guaranteed. It's in the bag now. What are you? Your beers are gonna expire by the time you guys have to open them up for a trophy or parade.
I'm still rooting for Forrest.
Yeah, I am.
He's a Nuno fan again.
Yeah, he wants him back.
Even though
bring him back. Bring him back.
The season he was the Spurs, he was like, "Fire this guy! He's the worst.
Yeah.
He should never be a coach ever again."
I was actually never a Nuno hater.
Wow.
I mean,
let's
bring
roll
up
back.
the tape.
Yeah, let's pull out the
roll back.
receipts.
Yeah, let's pull out the receipts.
Search Nuno in the group chat. See what I say.
Oh, you don't want that. We'll put it. Whatever we find, we'll post it on the Instagram page, right?
Yeah, no. You'll get canceled.
No.
We'll probably have to translate some of it because it's probably in Spanish. Most of the stuff.
Espíritu Santo. Hopefully. Well, I mean, there's a chance.
Well, imagine that.
Hope
You
for
could have been in
Forrest.
second. I mean, you could have been in third place if you would have kept the guy.
Yep.
And he did it with no
I
money.
don't know.
No, they actually spend a lot.
Did they? But I mean,
Compared to what you guys are spending?
yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah,
That's
compared
nothing.
to
Who's their best forward is Chris Wood, and he's 30 years old?
Well, you're acting like they only beat us. They're better. They're like third in the league. There's another
that's what I'm
17
saying.
teams.
Yeah, but he was your ex-coach. And
So?
look at where he is now. I bet if Ange would take over Chelsea, he would probably be in third place too. Everybody that leaves Spurs does better.
You can say that about a lot of teams.
They won trophies
Yeah,
once they leave
a lot of
Spurs. All right, let's get into it.
All right, match day 39 games to go. We have 9 games to go, and this one's on April Fools. I'll be, if the games actually do come through, I'll be surprised. I'm gonna assume that they're not playing a joke on us.
It's that's why the Arsenal's playing on April Fools.
Yeah, Arsenal and Man U. That's why the jokes are.
Wow. Okay.
They still think they have a chance winning the title, so the joke's on them.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Next
All right.
episode, probably Pat's gonna have a special Arsenal, intro again.
Listen, we weren't favorites for the Champions League.
And
A
you still
certain
aren't
team-
favorites against Real Madrid. We'll see how
I
that
know.
goes.
Well, of course we're not, but that's what I'm saying. Liverpool were favorites to win multiple cups this year. and
You're
I
still
don't
in it.
know,
Yeah, we
still in it.
went to a final.
We're still in it.
We got the Premier League, but we'll see. You're in just
Yeah,
one.
if it was Arsenal, you say, "Oh, well, what's a final if you don't win it?"
Yeah, exactly. We went to the final. It's a
exactly.
loss, but still, it wasn't our only option. We have
Oh,
another
so what
trophy to
about
go
our
for.
final?
What final you have?
But okay, but it didn't matter because
What final you
Exactly.
have?
yeah, don't worry about
What
it.
final?
Yeah. Don't worry.
It's all
What fi-
different. It's double standards.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Double standard. Tell me what final you at?
He doesn't want to say it either.
Yeah, because there
long
is
time
none.
ago.
Because you had that one, the Champions League. That was the only final you could think of.
I will say though, I mean, I feel like Liverpool that season, if they faced anybody instead of Tottenham in that final, I think Liverpool would have lost. Like if they played Ajax, I think Ajax would have won it.
Well, we had a red that shouldn't have been, that isn't a red, but hey, it's
Listen.
match week 30.
Listen,
It's not 2019.
Is that your
I don't
first
wanna get
Champions
angry
League
again.
final with an unfair red?
No,
Because we had one too against Barcelona.
Oh,
we
yeah.
know I've been paying refs for.
It's not about you. It's about us.
Okay, sorry. All right. Let me make it about somebody else. We have Tuesday, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:45 p.m. is the lunchtime for Alan. So I want detailed notes about this. Wolves at home hosting West Ham.
Ooh. Which team will get the W?
Yeah, which team of either of them was going to show up?
I think Wolves. I think Graham Potter is going to be overrun by Wolves and Cunha.
Well,
who
Cunha's
might
back for
be,
sure.
Who might be wearing who might be in a Spurs kit next season?
What as maybe for
put
April
put that in your
Fools?
pocket
Just for April Fools.
Put that in your pocket for later. This conversation later on in the episode.
Yeah, right.
We might have a twofer, Nori
Oh.
and Cunha.
Okay,
That's what I heard.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a reliable source. Probably not. But
It's not a reliable source.
You posted it yourself.
a boy can dream.
Keep dreaming. You're gonna be the boy who cried wolf, and you're gonna get nothing.
You're 45.
The only boy you got is
Weeks.
Santi.
45 weeks.
A grandpop can dream. All right. And then same time, same day, we have Arsenal at home hosting Arsenal 2. Fulham coming back. And they did a number on us. I think they beat us 1-0 in the away leg. So I like to think that Arsenal are gonna want to get a little bit of revenge on this.
Which
Obviously,
Arsenal? Arsenal 1 or 2?
1, yeah, Arsenal A. But we'll see. I'll hold my predictions. We'll see.
Well, I already know what your predictions is.
Oh yeah. All right, then 15 minutes after that, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or Daylight Savings Time. I forget which one we're on. Nottingham Forest at home hosting Manchester United. Respect. Who's taking it?
Forest, bro.
Forest.
Manu can't do jack about Forest right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Forest too. They are still currently sitting third with 54 points, and behind them is Chelsea, 5 points behind. Manchester United is sitting in 13th, right above Tottenham, with a 3-point difference. So you still, I mean, Alan's gonna be rooting for Forest in this one.
Of course.
All right.
Of course. I mean, they're going to get it.
All right,
There's
we'll see.
United has been flat, even though I don't want to face him in the Europa League final if we make it that far, because I feel like we've beaten them so many times this year, that you're always lose that one, and that's gonna be the one we lose in.
So it's just like you with Man City. You just destroyed them in every competition, and then the last game you guys played, they beat you. So
Exactly.
it's basically like that.
yeah, I feel like we kind of ran our luck a little bit with. I won't say luck. I think we beat them so much that we're gonna be like, oh, we got this, and we're not gonna perform
Yeah.
for fullest. So I don't want to see them in the Europa League, but I think Forest takes this one.
All right. So in the Europa League, current favorites are Atletico Bilbao. How does that make you feel? You like being under the radar?
Yeah,
I think that's better.
fine.
You have no
Yep.
pressure. You're
Yeah.
so the only thing you can do is just shock people by winning. If you lose, it's look, you aren't the favorite, but I think
You
that
want to keep
benefits you.
yep. You want to keep the haters, the doubters. You want to shut them up. So you can't do that if you're the one that's favorite to win. So I'll keep it that way. I mean, but it sucks because they are the final's going to be at Bilbao. So
Ooh.
All right. Oh, yeah. I can see what their favorites. Current Champions League favorites is PSG, which they've been playing well.
Yeah, they have.
They have.
Usually it
we'll
would be
see.
Barcelona or Real Madrid, but it's
Well,
nice to
those
see
are
it
in my
different.
opinion, I think Barcelona could win it somehow. I feel like they could. I don't like the way they're playing, but I just feel like they can sneak their way in there.
I just don't
into the
want
final.
Real to win again. I'd like it to be a new team, preferably not
Arsenal?
not preferably
Yeah.
not a Spanish team.
I think Trent also prefers a new team. Yeah.
No, okay, that's fine.
Got him.
Yeah, he did. There you go. Congrats.
And then the Conference League favorites are currently Chelsea, which is obviously no brainer. I think they have two squads basically that they've been rotating.
we, me and Randy were going over this, and I think we are rooting for Betis. Are you still on that train?
Oh yeah, Betis.
yeah, Betis. I think they're the goats. Anthony is. I hopefully he can do a number for the Man U fans and beat Chelsea.
Oh, that would be so great.
Would you guys take Anthony? Either of you?
No,
No.
that's
Oh,
a
come
quick
on.
no. Quick no.
All right.
No, I don't
I
think
will
so.
say the Real Betis jersey this season is gorgeous.
It is nice.
So you guys seen it?
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
It's gorgeous.
But it
I
ain't
wanted
gonna
to buy it.
but ain't gonna have Anthony on the back of it.
No.
It's a button, right?
Got little buttons. Got a nice little collars. White and green down. I think the crest is sewn on. It's just really pretty. Super classic look. Google it. All those
Yeah,
listeners, Google it.
it looks like the old. It reminds you of like an old Atlético Nacional jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
They just give it a little posto on.
Oh, don't take posto on. It's getting me thirsty.
Yeah. Manzana.
Yeah, the best, bro. Fuck it.
All right. Moving on. We have Southampton on Wednesday. This will be Southampton against Crystal Palace. Eze scored for England today.
Ooh, good for him. And guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna score against Southampton.
Go to the Spurs. Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
good luck. He'll go to Spurs when they're playing against them, but that's it. He ain't staying there.
Yeah.
okay.
Southampton, sorry,
so-
you're gonna stay in single digits, but it's nice knowing you.
Yeah, I can see the red from here. Five losses in the last 5 games. Then Wednesday, April 2nd, same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern time, 12:45 Mountain time. We have Bournemouth at home hosting Ipswich.
Bournemouth, man.
Bournemouth?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go with a draw. I think this is my my upset of the week.
Upset.
So,
Upset would be
Even
them
though
winning.
it's not an upset fully, I think there might draw.
All right. I'll give you some interesting here. So Chelsea's currently sitting at 49 points, right? Manchester City is sitting in 5th with 48 points. And then we have Bournemouth sitting at 10th place with 44 points. So between 10th and 5th, there's only 4-point difference. And that's 5 teams right there. That's City, Newcastle, Brighton, Fulham, Villa, Bournemouth. That's all those teams fighting for that fifth spot Europa League at least.
No, I think
Man
fifth
City
spot
probably
is
still pushing.
Champions League.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and
the
then
extra.
then you got Europa and
Well, at the
conference.
moment,
but a lot of teams that can be a new look for Europe for some new teams.
Yep. And Chelsea sitting 4th with 49. City sitting in 5th with 48. So obviously City are going to want to try to push for that 4th spot. So Chelsea, Man City, I think one of these are going to end up, I think, on 5th, in my opinion. Then we have Brighton. Sorry?
No, I was going to say, you think those are the two that get it? It's between them two, Chelsea and Man City?
Yeah, I think it's between them two. I don't think Newcastle. Maybe Newcastle, now that they won that cup, maybe they could feel like they got a little momentum going.
It would be nice to see Man City outside of.
Yeah.
It's just a different in Europa. It'd just be so weird to see that.
and they'll probably win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You think they'd win it? They have to, right?
It's a really tough competition. It's really tough. I think it's almost even harder than the Champions League.
Oh, so that's your
Well,
aim
that's my
is to get into 5th place. So you can get Europa League instead of Champions League.
Well, we're gonna conquer it this year, win it, and then we don't have to worry
clip
about it.
it.
I mean,
So,
we've already won it a few times. We've
clip
already
it.
won it more than
When,
Arsenal. So
when they lose, you can play it. You can do a special intro.
Will
Clip
do.
it.
All right, so if it's so much easier, how about you play Real Madrid and I'll play Olympiacos or whatever the heck you're playing.
it's okay.
Oh, it's okay.
We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. We got our strikers.
You won't deal with it next week. Next year. Next year you won't be in a competition.
Yeah, we'll be in Champions League. Beating PSG.
We beat PSG too.
Yep.
Then we move on to Alan's favorite jersey, Brighton, at home hosting Aston Villa. That's going to be a good matchup there.
Oh.
Yeah, 7th against 9th, 2 points apart.
Man, Brighton, I believe, is the one who's in good form right at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to go Brighton.
Yeah.
Villa are starting to lose. I'm starting to lose hope for them.
Yeah, and then who knows how
Champions League will affect them.
Emmy is going to be coming back from the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, goalkeeper, but still.
Yep. Then we have Wednesday, Sunday, Newcastle at home hosting Brentford.
Brentford, do your thing.
You hate Newcastle,
Yeah, I hate them.
but you love their jersey.
No, that's Pat.
No, I don't.
Pat's the one who loves the jersey. I think he was never one.
The teal one that they came out with, that's actually kind of nice.
The classic, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an Adidas thing, I think.
I think Newcastle's got this.
Yeah, me too. All right, then we have Manchester City at home hosting Leicester City.
City Derby.
Rest in peace, Leicester.
Yeah.
Another team with 5 losses in their last 5 games. Leicester. City are coming with 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Their last game was a draw against Brighton, I believe.
What, Man City at home with Marmouche in Holland? No
Marmouche,
chance.
the Egyptian king.
Prince.
Well, king to be because someone's leaving.
Oh, okay.
But-
Like what's his name? McElney? He left. What was he?
I'm so disappointed that he left Frankfurt. So now when we go play Frankfurt, it's gonna be an easier team. Ugh.
Oh wow!
Clip it, Randy. Clip it.
You're the one who fucking knows how to clip all this shit. I only write it in my notebook. Hey Pat, all right, it's at let me look at the. Oh, it's 21 minutes, right, Pat? Go look it up. 21 minutes is when he said that. Clip it.
All right, clip it.
Don't clip it.
All
Leave it
right,
up.
and then I forget we have to pick a highlight game of the weekend. We have 2 really good ones here. So last 2 games, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Mountain time, we have Liverpool at home hosting
Ooh,
Everton.
the Merseyside Derby.
Ooh. Randy's Liverpool versus Randy's David Moyes.
Yeah.
It's a Liverpool family. Let's all get together. We're all at the dinner table together.
And then the next day on Thursday, we have Chelsea at home hosting Tottenham, London Derby.
Easy.
Oh, clip it.
Clip it. All right. Hey, you want to bet? Let's put a wager down. Let's put a wager down.
Banana.
There's going to be a lot of edits in this.
I didn't say to who. I didn't say for who it was going to be easy.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get to predictions, it's always Alan. Well, it's an easy win for my mighty Spurs. 3-0.
All
And then
right.
what happens?
Clip it.
They end up
Randy
losing
said.
3-0.
See, Randy said his team is the Spurs. Clip it.
So we're going to have to choose a highlight game out of those two. I think it's those two for me. One or the other.
We have to go to the Derby, right?
I
They're
think
both
so
derbies.
too.
But
Alan doesn't want the pressure.
It's because I think it would be.
You know
it
what?
just sucks because
Bring it.
Liverpool's
Let's
in
go.
first place, Everton is on the bottom of the table, Chelsea's up top, and Tottenham are in mid-table. So it's almost like sort of loses its bit of its lackluster because they're not that important game, but they are derbies, which is
The Battle of the Bridge.
bragging rights.
Well, the return leg of that, when Everton was at home, that was a fiery one.
It was.
It ended in a draw with a last-minute equalizer.
Yeah, last minute by Tawarski, I believe his name is. Yeah,
Tarkowski, yeah.
Tarkowski. Yeah,
Years.
it was a fucking beautiful goal by
But-
him.
I'll tell you what. Who do you want to win, Alan?
Of course, he wants
Tottenham.
Everton to win.
Oh, that game,
his-
Everton.
Yeah, of course.
Really? Because if Everton win, they go above you in the league.
That's
Yeah, and
fine.
you
This
know-
league
and you
doesn't.
know- and you
the
know-
league isn't something. we're not-
And Spurs are going to lose.
on.
So
as long as we're not bottom three, that's what matters in the league. I don't care. I think we might end up not 17th, 16th.
and this is remember, Pat, this is Alan who said there's still games to make my prediction correct that we'll still make it into second place. Now he's dropped
setting
from
my
second
expectations low.
to fifth to what'd you say, to 16th? No,
I'm setting my expectations low so that I can feel something when we win. You know?
But if you do that, you're gonna be Jin at the end of the season.
No.
You're like,
no,
I
no,
thought
no.
we were gonna be 16th. I can't believe we're
There-
14th.
there's
Jin,
a,
masterclass.
Yes, masterclass. Oh, look, this is what he
There's
did.
a threshold that's already passed. There's
Poor
a threshold that's already passed.
I'm sorry, Santi.
Hey, listen. We have him for one more year, and then what? We sack him. We move on. At least we're not sitting here 6 seasons deep into a manager who hasn't done anything for us.
Just trust the process, right? That process is still uploading, I guess. It might got the Trojan virus and it stalled.
All right. I guess some of you guys forget what it's like being in the trenches. You know what I mean?
Trenches
I mean,
for life.
yeah, you remember. Randy doesn't remember having Skirtle at the back, own goal every game.
Skirtle
I
was
guess he doesn't
good.
remember.
Who'd you have in the
about
back?
that.
Socrates?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
whatever.
it is about the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
our
that's
road
not-
is our
Let's
road
not
is.
talk about trenches.
Oh yeah, Alan. For those who don't know, Alan he's seen some things, and I'm not talking about on his computer.
Okay, good. All right. So should we move on to
No, so but what have we decided though? As the
I mean, I'm going
highlight
Liverpool,
game of the
Everton.
week.
I'm going Liverpool Everton.
Heard.
Yeah, just because of the last game.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I agree.
it's
Well,
fiery
it
one,
is what
yeah.
it is. There you go.
The Randy Derby.
Oh my god, my heart's torn. What color should I wear? Always red.
His pants are red, but his thong is blue.
Oh. Alan, I sent you those pictures in confidence, please. I know it's your background pic, okay?
Oh, the screen lock.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't share my screen.
You also see my Liverpool Champions League tattoo on my ass too, over Spurs.
So I have heard through the grapevine that because we didn't spend any money this January, that we have about 300 mil to drop on the table. So
That grape is
I
drunk.
have heard that we are going after another 3 left backs. Just kidding.
That's,
No,
I
I've
believe
heard,
that. Another 3 goalkeepers.
I've heard that Isak's on the table. I've heard that Jokeres is on the table. And I have heard that Nico Williams is also on the table. I heard that in order to make that happen, obviously, you might have heard the rumors already that it's going to be either Trossard or Martinelli that stays, but one of them will go to make room. Yeah, and then Zubamendi has been another strong rumor. I've heard that's almost a done deal. Not as close as Trent to Real Madrid, but
Well,
it's
really, I
very
heard
close.
Zubamendi was going to Real Madrid.
I heard they're trying to hijack, yeah. So we wouldn't give him Saliba, but
There was a rumor I heard that maybe this is where some of that money's coming from. Gabriel to Saudi.
I did hear that rumor as well. I think they're preparing a new contract for him. So we'll see what happens. I don't see him. I feel like he's the type of person who wants to challenge, you know?
Yeah, I don't think he's greedy at the moment. Like for money, I think he
he's
still
still
wants
young.
to play.
He's a leader. And I have a feeling that they're gonna do whatever they can to hold on to him, because I think if he goes, I think Saliba then has he's gonna feel like, all right, what am I doing
But
here? This
I
isn't
mean,
a project anymore.
You have one, defender in Saliba. Maybe that just frees up the money that they need for that elite striker, that 150 mil that they're trying to drop on
And
whoever.
that's half your what's it called? Your supposed 300 mil right
Because
there.
you, it's not like you have just one hole to fill at this point. I feel like there's, you still have some depth that needs to be addressed. There's some other,
Yeah.
Who do you have at the wings? You have Saka and
So on the right wing, that's it, Saka, and we have Reece Nelson's currently out on loan to Fulham, injured. So I think the idea would be to get another winger and then probably bring Reece Nelson back, maybe.
You don't think that, to me, that Gabriel rumor isn't, I don't think it'll go through, to be honest, but it doesn't seem so far-fetched when you look at the money that Saudi's willing to pay and how you guys can turn around and invest that into an attacking that, honestly, if you had this season, you probably would be a lot closer to competing with Liverpool than you are now. Your striker, you're a winger, maybe fortify a little bit of that midfield, even though it's pretty good, but some depth pieces, obviously, I think were needed.
Yeah, look
along
what happened
with the wingers.
with the Odegaard.
Yeah.
You need
so you don't think
replacement in that way.
Yeah, you don't think that Gabriel is a lot more likely than not?
I don't think so, because well, first of all, our back line has been such a big part of this team that I don't think Arteta's going to want to interrupt that. The other piece is it's almost like, why would you make a zone weaker to strengthen another? It doesn't seem like an improvement to me. So that's why I feel like they're not going to go for it. The other thing is we're probably looking on to move either Thomas Partey or Jorginho. There's a chance that it could be both, for all I know. Partey has been such a structural part of this team. Like, he just has a coolness, but he's also 30. I think he's maybe 31. So, kind of like Mo Salah, we might want to let it go before it gets too late. And I think that's the reasoning for trying to bring Zubamendi in. And with that being said, having a new, basically, a lot of coaches will talk about having a backbone, which is basically goalkeeper, leader, center forward, and strong in the midfield, and then a top striker. It's like, that's what you basically need, and everything else can be adjusted. So I think if we were to remove that Partey piece and not rely on Jorginho, then I think we need to make sure that defense is as solid as possible. So that's why I don't think they're going to do anything to change that. But like I said, this is all speculation. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him go. And if he does go, it better be for a ton of money.
Yeah. But I mean, if I was just thinking, because if funding, it seems like lately.
Yeah, totally.
Money has been an issue for all clubs.
Right. Because we have to, we have to play by the rules,
Why? We all play by the rules here. I mean, I know it's a dig to certain teams, but I agree
Yeah.
with Alan. I just think based on this season, you've seen that you've lacked depth. I would think that would be like my main concern for next season. I don't know what Saka looks like, honestly, if he's going to be able to, if maybe this was a one-time thing for this season. Maybe next season he'll be fully healthy. He won't have these injury problems. But you've seen how that affected you, and you've seen how it affected when you had Odegaard missing, and your left backs and all these things. I think that would be a main concern
yeah.
because, of course, you're going to be next year. You're going to be in Champions League again. You want to probably try to make another deep cup run, and that's what you need: depth. You can't be playing that you wanted outcasts is out like Tierney. He wasn't even supposed to play, and now you're going to
Right,
the bottom of the
right.
barrel to
Yeah.
play someone that you didn't even want on the team to begin with. So I think that is something. And if you want to make it deep into these competitions and all these things, you are going to need depth.
100%. 100%. I do. The thing is that I think that our depth needs to be more improved than being in more in quality than in numbers. Because I thought that we were covered, but we suffered so many injuries that it's just like, you know what I mean? And Odegaard, I know he hasn't been playing well this season. He was playing well at the beginning of the season, but then when he came back, like I said, then he was missing Ben White, and he was missing Saka, and then you don't have the three key players that activate the attack that they do on that right hand side. So that's what I'm saying. I think bringing in Nico Williams would solve the issue on another level, not necessarily depth for Saka, but I think then we can rely on somebody else to make things happen when Saka's not there. You know what I mean? I think we've talked about Martinelli becoming a little bit more of a systematic sort of player. Doesn't have that like will to take on players to make things happen on his own. And that's something that Saka did have. And like I said, bringing in a player like Williams, that we still have it on both wings, and if Saka's out, we still have somebody to make it happen. But yeah, no, totally. We definitely need depth, and I think that's the whole idea of moving on. Tierney, we'll probably see Zinchenko leave as well. Now that we have Calafiori and Lewis Miles Skelly, so which scored his first goal for England, first start, first goal. But we'll see, man. It's a long way to go. These are all just rumors. I would love to take all that. I'd take Zubimendi, either Hokeres or Isak, which is, I know it's a stretch. It's a stretch. But you never know. You know what I mean? We didn't spend any money in January, so you never know.
True. We'll see what your budget finally looks like when it's summer.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get more Salah maybe. Who knows? He's on the market, right? For free.
Yeah. Oh, now you want him? Now you won't complain if he gets a penalty or anything?
We need a penalty taker, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you need goals. Because you ain't clearly ain't getting them.
All right. No, don't worry. Saka's going to be back for the Liverpool game. Don't worry.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him give us the guard of honor, by the way.
Oh,
I hope he can bend his knee down. Hope his legs are still work.
Yeah, I hope they do the work because we'll be playing Champions League too. So I don't know if you know what that's like.
Oh, of course. We've won it a couple times. How many times have you won?
Nah, we got robbed.
Oh, okay.
All right. Who's next?
I can go because I know I don't think Randy's only has outgoings, not any incoming.
Wow, all right. Go speak. Wow. Yeah, it's easy for Alan. His whole team is up for sale. He needs players and coach. That's what
surprisingly, not we don't have any outgoings as much as Liverpool does.
These are rumors, of course, but
there is Christian Romero. He used to be to Real, but now it's looking like Atletico Madrid. And if that's the case, there was a rumor, we went after him apparently at the end of the winter, but Mark Gay from Crystal, I think that's something I would do. I think if those are two to swap out, I would do that. And then there was Tyler Dibbling from Southampton. Basuma might be going out. I think they're trying to work a deal with Rodrigo Bentancur, or else he'll be out.
And you said I had a lot of outgoing. It seems like you do.
Well, I mean, we still have young guys that can step into those places, But
And these are pre-Ange players too, aren't they?
Yeah,
Most of them.
It looks like I think Bentancur will be back. I don't think Bissouma will be back. So I think that's where that Tyler Dibbling signing might come in. And we had a bunch of rumors, but I feel like it all kind of, as of late, there hasn't been much for Tottenham. It's not up front. I think for a while was as a, I think I read something that Tottenham was willing to do the release clause on Cunha, but that's been all over the place, so a lot of rumors seem like they have dried up and you don't really hear about them as much, so we'll see. I think the latest one is just a Romero.
And that's all
you think Cunha is possible?
Maybe.
You're
maybe.
looking at a release clause that would break the Solanke record, right? Because how much was Solanke? 60? I think
Cunha's is like 50.
Yeah, I thought it was like 65.
No, Cunha's is 50 for this summer.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you need a sign-on fee, so it could
that all depends on the player and their contract negotiation, but
true.
And then depends what his wages wants to be.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always the Wisa and Wemo rumors, along with the from Bournemouth Semenyo, but
from Bournemouth, yeah,
he's good. Like at one point, it was Nico.
Adama Traore, I've heard like he's like always rumored.
Him and Jack Grealish, but who knows?
Yeah, Jack Grealish, I heard too.
Yeah. Oh, it's like every year it's the same with him, but who knows?
I could see him leaving City though, and I don't think he's gonna go abroad. I think he's gonna stay, but I feel like he's gonna end up going back to Villa.
I was gonna say I could see that.
I could see that as well. He had his best years over there, but you're not gonna pay the same fee that you got to sell him. You're gonna get him for cheap.
No, yeah, of course. It's gonna be like basically like a handoff.
Yeah, just get him off for wages.
They don't care. Yeah, if they give players to non-competing clubs like nothing. I mean, I'll be serious. I think they gave us Zinchenko and Jesus for basically nothing, and then that same year following that we competed, and then they stopped selling to us. But yeah, all right, we'll see what Ange cooks up. Do you think he's staying?
A lot rides on the Europa League, and I know I don't put too much value in the rest of the Premier League, but I think his career does. I think there needs to be visible improvement in the squad and how they operate and how they play together as a team for the remainder of these 8 games, plus the Europa League. And I think it's a culmination of both to say, okay, you know what? You get your players are back healthy. You're playing the football that you want. We see it again, with a healthy squad. We see your vision. Here's some more time.
Yeah.
If he just bottles the league and wins the Europa, I could still see him going this summer. Unlikely, but maybe he just got himself another 6 months.
The thing is, you just don't want to see him give up on the league. You at least want to see him continue at least to improve.
I want to see him get it like as high as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. At least you don't want to end up in the position you're at now. You want to at least make a push. But I understand you want to save your players for the Europa because he's got to win something a second year. But I just think you can't afford to lose that because the main goal for Tottenham is the Premier League, honestly. And if you give up, it just looks like a bad look.
I feel like it's easier to win Europa than it is to win the Premier League for Tottenham.
Yeah, but if you're in the Premier League, the goal is for Spurs to get into the top 4, to get into Champions League. So if you give up, that just means when shit gets harder, he's gonna give up. They want to see Spurs making these deep cup runs. They want to see challenging for 4th and the title, making good runs in Champions League or whatever conference league they're in. But if we're
not trying to stay in that space.
Yeah.
But
I just don't think. I mean, I would love to see Ange honestly with a full squad, healthy squad, and see what he can do. But I just think honestly,
we saw that in the first season.
Yeah, but now with
we had injuries.
Yeah, but I just think honestly,
okay. Only Arsenal gets injuries. Only Arsenal gets injuries.
First season, not that many, about as much as everybody else.
but
No, we still led, and nobody else. Yeah, no.
But I just think honestly his time is up. Regardless of what he wins, I don't think he's going to win the Europa League. I think he's going to come short of that, and I think that's the writing on the wall. I think he's going to get axed, in my opinion. But now you're just
Yeah,
thinking
I don't
about
think-
who you're going to get after.
I don't
What
think.
if he gets to the final and he loses? Does he stay?
No. He's not playing.
What if he wins and he gets you relegated?
He's got to go.
You know what's
He's
funny?
gotta go.
I thought about this just now. If Tottenham were to get relegated, which I think at this point the point difference is too much. It's like 15 points. So if Tottenham were to get relegated and go to the Champions League and to the championship, I feel like Ange is probably the best person to have in a championship
Yeah, that's
Tottenham
true.
team. I feel like
It's
he's
kinda
probably
like
the
the-
best person. Yeah.
Vincent Company, that
Yeah.
solid play will be great to get him promoted.
And he's going to do it with young kids, which he already has. The wage bill is going to be low. He's going to get him promoted. We'll be fine. But yeah, I agree.
true.
I think he would be
It's not
fine
fine.
in the championship, but we'll see what happens.
No, yeah, I think even if he wins the Europa League, I think there's still an uncertainty if he's going to be back in the summer.
Just leave on a high note if he wins it.
Maybe, but he's had a healthy squad. Like I said, he's going to have a healthy squad towards the end of the remainder of this, this season and the Europa League, and that's going to say a lot because, quite frankly, I'm less and less convinced that he has what it takes, and we're at the
tried to
point where he
tell
has
ya.
to prove us wrong. No, you said you would take him.
So now I
Oh.
thought it would be interesting to see him with a real squad of men.
Because he's so used to dealing with team of injured players, so it makes sense to go to Arsenal.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And do it there too.
All right, Randy, what you got?
Well, I know you guys are always talking about players that are outgoing. Of course, Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Trent Arnold. But we'll see what happens.
Robertson, Jota, Diaz, Nunes.
All rumors, though, but these are the ones that are at the end of their contract, so that's what most of people are looking forward to. But so I don't want to go into detail on that because we already spoke about it many times. That will be decided, once the season is over. They still have time to figure stuff out. But I heard that basically Darwin is basically at the end of his rope. We did get an offer from Saudi in the winter window, but we held off. So I think he's most likely to be leaving. I think Atletico Madrid has been looking at him. Then Diaz has been rumored with Barcelona, with I think Alan mentioned last week, but I don't think he's going to leave. I heard that Jota might return to Wolves, or even I think was mentioned to Arsenal, but I don't think he'd be leaving as well. But from rumors of who we've been looking at, of course, to replace Darwin, we need a proper striker. We've been looking at Isak from Newcastle. I think he would fit the bill. He's proven in the Premier League, which looks good. And then I think they're just preparing for our wing backs. We've been looking at Kirkes from Bournemouth to take over. Of course, he's young and he's proven as well. And we've been looking at someone to hopefully pair up with Kunate or Virgil van Dijk, depending on it'll be for the future, of course. Huijsen from Bournemouth as well, who's a center back. And I believe we're basically going for Bournemouth all. And then even Semenyo, we've been looking at as well for winger. And then, you got crazy rumors of like Harry Kane as well. I've heard that he's been dying to come back to the Premier League so he can break
my
that scoring record. And why
We'll see
not do
about
it at Liverpool, where he's most likely
He's not going to
guaranteed.
want to go when there's no players
Hey,
left.
no, they're
Why?
gonna need a penalty taker.
he's gonna has a better chance than Spurs. Let's be honest. But I think that's just a far fetched idea of fantasy. I don't think it's true. But I just got to say because
I
Allen
wouldn't put
wants
it past him.
Kane's back, and I think Kane
No,
wouldn't.
no,
I honestly don't think Kane would go to Liverpool. I think he would go back to Spurs and try to win something once he's won something in Germany with Bayern Munich. But and then we've been looking at Brainweight from Everton as well. Your neighbor, your neighbor right there. And then
If you can't beat him,
yeah, join the winning side. Why not? Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen, who's been looked at as well. Of course, these are all rumors, but I think we're sort of trying to prepare for the departure of Trent Alexander-Arnold, just to be safe, But I mean, to me, I think these are looks that are from Arne Slot, and I'm curious to see to witness what his team would look like. Because this is still part of a Jurgen Klopp team, and now to see what it would look like under his second year, I think it would be interesting. Hopefully, we can keep the momentum going. But of course, I think there will be big changes. Like I've mentioned, I think Darwin will be gone, and it all depends on with Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, and Trent Alexander-Arnold contract situation. I do think we retain two of them. I do think Trent will probably go to Real Madrid, but if he stays, I think it'll be, blessing in disguise. But I like to keep the main players. But I mean, the players that we looked at or rumored for Liverpool do seem like a good fit. They're still young, they're proven, and I think it would benefit our team, and it would add to depth, and we would be able to continue this run that we've been on, and continue to challenge for titles and make deep cup runs and stuff like that. But so far, of course, these are rumors, but they look like good, solid rumors that I would actually be excited for if they were to come true. I know Isak is, mentioned with Arsenal and Liverpool,
Yeah.
and I think he has his preference. But then I think he also was rumored with Spain as well. But
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, like I said, he is a proven the Premier League. He's proven the Carabao Cup too.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Right on.
Throw all your shades. That's fine. Don't worry. At the end of the day, remember when we're having the parade and you're not. I remember to drop confetti over your place, so you know what it feels like to win something.
Okay. Sorry.
Trust the process, right?
Yeah, leave the confetti. We won't be home. We'll be probably in another country playing Champions League. Right, let's do predictions. Let's see. Where do we start? I guess we start at the earlier game. Randy, you got your Hello Kitty notebook?
Of course.
All
And I
right.
even got my Hello Kitty pen.
All right. Hello Kitty, sponsor us.
Yeah.
So we have Arsenal at home hosting Arsenal to Fulham at the Emirates Stadium. We're back at the Emirates Stadium. And I'm going to say Arsenal 2, Fulham 1. I need some more points on this Premier League. Or sorry, the mini league.
Are we waiting
And the Premier
for April Fools?
Yeah.
Fulham
Yeah.
wins?
Yeah, hopefully. No. All right. And then we move on to, let's do Alan's game first. We'll do Chelsea at home at the Bridge hosting Tottenham. It's a London derby, one of the best ones. And there's a lot of pressure on Tottenham only. And it's a high stakes game we're all going to be watching.
Nah.
Good.
Oh,
Everybody have their notebooks out. Take notes.
Yeah, and this is documented, so when you lose, I have proof.
where are we going? Where are we
Let's
going?
go with I'm gonna steal your score line. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 2.
Wow.
Taking 3 points.
All
Beating
right.
up and already down Chelsea.
You're talking about
I
the
hope.
future Conference League winners.
There's one person standing in front of that trophy,
All right.
preventing them, and his name is Anthony.
Oh, so you're talking about the goats.
The GOAT.
I don't feel confident, but I do think when we played them last, no, I don't know.
Now you don't know.
Like I said, it's the league, but I do expect us to come out and try to win this game. A lot rise on these 8 games. Tottenham 2, Chelsea 1.
I'm gonna say Mudryk hat trick. Calling it now. Whatever happened to Mudryk?
Yeah,
I think he should be coming back. I think his suspension might
oh yeah,
be
that's
shorter
right.
than
He was
expected.
taking-
Oh, he's suspended. I forgot.
He was taking
Yeah.
dope
Drug
to sit
addict,
on the
yeah.
bench.
Yeah.
He was started
You know,
seeing
he's
just
funny.
a
We
he
talked
was-
about it.
Yeah, come on, you don't
He had
remember?
a- he-
Remember,
he had
guys,
a
that's old
tattoo.
age.
Remember, he had a tattoo on his neck that says "Talent ain't enough."
Yeah, drugs help.
All right, and then we move on to the highlight game of the week.
Bow, 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 bow.
We have Liverpool at home hosting Randy's favorite team and favorite coach, Everton, and David Moyes taking on Liverpool at the Merseyside Derby. So we all get to vote in this one. Before we vote, I just want to look at the scores real quick. So in the mini league, for all those who have been following and those of you who started midway don't know, so we basically predict our team's upcoming game. We get 3 points for a correct scoreline, 1 point for a correct winner, 0 if we get them wrong. And then we also vote on a highlight game of the week, which is the game of the match day. And same thing, 3 points for a correct scoreline, 1 point for the correct winner, 0 for if we get it all wrong. Currently, I'm still sitting at first and 36 points. Randy is super close behind, uncomfortably close with 32 points. And Alan is finally in the 20s, got 20 points, but it's still got 9 games to go, 9 games to catch up. So still possible. Everything's
That's
still possible.
doable, yeah.
You 12 points. You could be second.
I can make up some points, and if I don't, I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
fired or sacked.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Hey,
But
listen,
you're a true Spurs fan with that.
with 2 games and 2 highlight games, you could be sitting in second. So play your cards right,
we're not going for second.
Yeah, play your cards
Going
right
first,
and
baby.
play your cards right and
He said
vote
we're
against
going for
Spurs.
fourth. We're going for fourth.
Yeah. He's like,
All
at least
right,
I'm
so we
not
got
last place.
Liverpool.
I'm in third.
We got Liverpool at home, so we'll let Randy go first. I think that's fair.
Because I'm in first of the table. Heard. Well, I just think Liverpool playing at home, and since that 2-2 draw came against Everton, I believe Liverpool should pull out a win, and I believe it should be, let's go 3-0 Liverpool.
Wow, someone's comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm
It's
comfortable.
like nothing.
Nothing.
It's like nothing happened over the past week.
Last past week
Okay.
was international break, bro.
Okay.
It's like you forget there's a 12-point gap in front of us. It's okay.
Wow. Okay. I thought it was 15 last week. What happened? No,
It was
okay.
15. You guys,
Okay.
we
caught
had
up.
an
Yeah,
extra.
that's
We
right.
didn't play last week.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you get rest. Wow, that's nice.
You guys got rest too. It's called being in the hospital.
All right. It's 3-0. Clip it. Did you clip it, Alan?
Got it.
He's not even here.
He's like, got it. All right. All right. Alan, you go second. I'm scared. Jinx it.
It hasn't worked so far. Keep trying to jinx it.
Seeing the downfall that Liverpool's been on, let's go for another 2-2.
Oh, 2-2. Another 2-2.
2-2. Yep. It's gonna be a head scratcher. People were like, "What's going on?" 2-2. Let's go.
All right. So because Randy went for a win, Alan went for a draw, I'm gonna go the other way just to have a
Keep it interesting.
keep it interesting. I'm gonna go 2-1 to the Everton. So Liverpool 1, Everton 2.
You're on Randy's side, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I
Just so
guess
Emma
Pat
makes the
doesn't want to.
scores.
I guess Pat wants to bottle the lead in the Rivals on the Pitch, fantasy game. We'll see.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna stick with.
All right, I got it all down. I got
All
the
right.
receipts. All right.
Just it's in pencil, right? I might change my mind.
Yeah, me too. It might be 3-1 for the Chelsea game, but don't change my answers. Yeah,
Wait,
I don't
you
want
still
to
got
say
time, you
anything.
still got time.
Just make sure,
Bananas. All right, edit that part.
Flip it.
There you go.
All right, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Rivals on the Pitch. This is episode 36. Give yourselves a round of applause. Wait, do I have? Yeah.
These aren't even my hands.
Oh, ew. Thank you so much for joining us again. Don't forget to share us. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Follow the Mini League. Season's almost coming to an end. We have plenty of season to talk about, though. So stay tuned. New episode coming soon. We're here every week. If you have any topics, please hit us up. DM, Instagram. Let's go, Gutters.
Next year, not like Netflix.
Up the Spurs.
Liverpool, come on.